What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today is June 1st, 2011. I will repeat, June 1st, 2011, only 6 days away from E3 2011. And the reason why I say the date twice is because anyone seeing this video after the Wii 2 or Project Cafe is revealed at E3, just remember, this video was made before, so if these specifications are off, just now you know why. Anyway, I know I'm a day late and $1 short on this, but I more so want to discuss the specifications. There has been this, for internal use only, image going around saying that these are the precise specifications of the Project Cafe, Wii 2, Project Stream, whatever. And I'm going to talk to you about them, and put it in layman's terms so you can understand what this machine is going to be capable of. So I have the JPEG on the screen here, and let's start talking. Graphics is going to be a custom AMD RV770 chip codename Wolf at 766 MHz on a 32 nanometer process. Basically what this chip is going to be equivalent to is a 4850 or 4870, which was the DirectX 10 chip that came from ATI/AMD. So it is a slightly dated chip. It's very powerful. I don't know what technology the dev kits are going to use, whether it's going to be OpenGL or it's going to be DirectX. I highly doubt DirectX, but that's the chip. So it's basically like a 2-year-old technology for the graphics. Still very powerful though, and I'll explain why later on with the memory. The CPU is going to be a custom IBM Power 6 chip codenamed Fox on a 32 nanometer process. Man, these chips are getting thin. 4 cores, each 2-way SMT capable, which means that basically each core can handle 2 threads of code, not just one. So basically, this chip can handle 8 tasks at once. That's actually just as much, if not more, than the cell processor that's in the PlayStation 3. And it's clocked at 3.5 gigahertz. Now, keep in mind that it's not 8 cores, it's 4 cores. Each core can handle 2 threads of code at once, so this chip could do a lot of math at once. It's actually more powerful than the AMD quad core I have in my editing/gaming rig. The memory is going to be 512 megabytes XDR2 DRAM main memory, and it's going to have 1024 GDDR5 video memory with 16 megabytes of EDRAM embedded on the processor. I'm going to assume that's actually what the Xbox 360 has embedded on it as well. I think it's a smaller amount of memory though. That's big. A lot of people are like, only 512 memory, main memory. You guys got to understand, there's no operating systems, or they're very minimalist operating systems on these gaming consoles. They're not looking to run Windows 7. They're not looking to give you a whole computing experience. They're giving you a very streamlined OS just to run your games, go get Netflix, go to the store and download arcade titles, so on and so forth. Now 1024 for the video memory, that's very cool. They have dedicated video memory. They're not doing what the Xbox 360 does and sharing the memory. It has 1 gig of memory allocated to the graphics processor, and that's fast memory too. Think about it this way, both the PS3 and 360 maybe, because it shares the memory, maybe they could squeeze out another 50 so or megabytes. 1024 is 4 times more than the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 have. So not only are you getting much faster memory, you're getting 4 times more graphics memory than you would in the current generation HD console. So this machine, at least compared to the current generation, is going to be a beast. Storage, nothing special, is going to be 2.5-inch SATA drive with 250 gigabytes / 320 gigabyte capacity. I'm hoping that Nintendo allows you to change your own drives, but knowing them, they probably won't. Expanded storage via SD and SDHC card memory up to 64 gigabytes. Run-of-the-mill, nothing special. This is also not a surprise. For the media, they're using custom Blu-ray discs up to 50 gigabytes. And it's going to be backwards compatible with 8cm Nintendo GameCube discs and 12cm Wii optical discs. And last but not least, nothing surprising with what the machine could output display-wise. You know, it has PAL, RGB SCAR, S-Video, composite component, HDMI, DVI/D terminal, and it could output all the way up to 1080p. If you want to read more, the specs are right here, but I'm not going to put people to sleep with that one. So what do I think about all the specs of the Wii 2, Project Cafe, Stream, etc., yada yada? I think they're pretty impressive, and I understand it's not the latest and greatest technology. I understand they don't have an equivalent of an NVIDIA 590 in there, or an ATI or AMD 6970. But they want to keep the system affordable. If they put a 4 gigabyte video card in there and they gave the system 2 gigabytes of XDR RAM dedicated to the main memory, you'd be looking at, PlayStation 3 all over again. It would be a $600 system, no one could afford it, and Nintendo would be in deep trouble. This is a system that I could see going for $300, $350, and from what I'm seeing with the architecture, it's going to be very easy to develop for. And I saw some other pictures from Nintendo where they had an advertisement for the Wii 2, and they said it's going to be very easy to port games from the PC and Xbox 360. And if you look at it, it's a straightforward quad-core processor from IBM. It's very similar architecture to what the 360 has. They're using a AMD ATI Radeon 4850, 4870 equivalent, and it's going to have a hard drive. So basically, it's going to be very straightforward to program games for, to develop games for, and that's going to be a very good thing too, because that's what kept people away from the Wii, is because the hardware was so limited, you couldn't port the games over. You couldn't make Grand Theft Auto 4 for the Wii. So this is going to be a very big thing, and all the games that people wanted, who were just Wii owners that they missed out on those games because they weren't ported over, they're now going to be able to get them. This is also a very big thing too, because this hardware is more powerful than I thought it was going to be. Once again, it's not a top-end gaming PC, but it is fairly substantial, and Nintendo is probably going to have a 1.5 to 2 year lead on their competitors. And with such a powerful console, which is probably going to get a bunch of amazing games in that year or two, they're going to have a huge head start on Sony and Microsoft. And honestly, yes, the next Microsoft console and Sony console are going to be more powerful, but are they going to be a big enough leap to make people want to take the plunge and get them as well? That's going to be very interesting to see. So what's your thoughts on these Wii 2 specifications? Do you think they're adequate? Are you going to buy a Wii 2, or are you just disappointed and could care less? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is Rich of Review Tech USA, signing out.